Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to uncover whether or not your dental practice is ready for AI. The aim of this video is to help you prepare for AI and highlight some potential entry points. So if you want to start small, if you want to start big, this video is for you. So let's start with the video agenda. So first of all, I'm going to go over and debunk some of the reasons why you may think that you can't get into AI and some of the roadblocks. Then I'm going to run through a checklist that I've made that can help determine your readiness. And then to finish off, I'm going to provide you with my free ebook. When surveyed, most hygienists actually stated that they weren't familiar with AI technologies, and over half of those said that they have not yet implemented AI within their practice. In fact, only 8.1% of respondents said they were familiar with AI. So of course it's only early days in AI, but if you just have a look at the companies who embraced the internet compared to the ones who didn't, often or not there's a trend that the ones who did embrace the internet did a lot better. So maybe this is a cause for concern, but as I said, it is very early on still. So I quickly just want to get rid of some of the limiting beliefs as to why you may not think you're ready for AI yet. And the first one is you think AI is only for the larger healthcare organizations, and this is simply not true. AI is for anyone. You do not need a massive budget, and in fact you can literally get started for free. And in my previous video I went over 5 ways that you could actually use to get started. I mean, the easiest way to get started is just using something like ChatGPT or Perplexity for your research, for example. Number 2 is you don't want to get rid of the human-to-human interaction or the need-to-need care. And this can easily be done. In fact, it can help make the human-to-human or need-to-need care much better. For example, if you implemented AI to perform your creative tasks that may take up a lot of you and your staff's time, then that time could be spent more with patients. And as a result, your patient care quality increases. Number 3, and probably the most common one, is you do not have a technical background. There are so many tools that do not require any technical skills at all. In fact, a lot of the most popular tools are low code and no code tools, which require no coding experience at all. A way that you could increase your knowledge though is of course continuing to watch YouTube videos, but you could maybe attend in-person or online AI training courses. Now this doesn't have to be in-depth ones that show you how to build tools, that's not what I'm talking about, but just ones that go over the general basics of AI, such as prompt engineering. However, I do understand a lot of people won't have time for this, so bringing in an AI consultant or an AI specialist like myself may be something you'd want to look into. Therefore, you can put all your focus on patients and running your practice. So without further ado, let's get into the checklist. Now, I want to be clear, if you don't have all these boxes ticked off in the checklist, that does not mean that you cannot implement AI. In fact, if you're watching this video, I would assume that you won't have all of these ticked off. You may only have 1, maybe 2 maximum. You can always implement AI, just at different entry points, different budgets, different complexity. So the first thing to do is evaluate current technology. So let's look at your practice's tech setup. AI needs a decent foundation of technology to get started on. So do you have modern and up-to-date software? Is your internet connection fast and reliable? Are you using digital tools like practice management software and digital imaging? And do you even have a modern website? For example, if you were to implement an AI chatbot onto your website to maybe handle patient queries and book appointments, reschedule appointments, you'd want a decent looking website to go along with it. So now all of this is pretty basic stuff, and I'm going to assume if you're watching this, you've probably got all of this in order. If not, I would consider upgrading your systems before you take a dive into AI. So moving on to number 2, and that is understand AI applications. It's important to understand how AI can actually help your practice, and there's so many different ways it can make you, your staff and your patients' life a lot easier. Therefore, it's important to understand the different solutions so you can identify which ones can solve your problems. In fact, it may be worth contacting an AI consultant so you can better understand how these applications can help you. Because AI enhances diagnostics, it helps treatment plans, it can help with dental imaging. Of course, these are more advanced systems in the AI world, and they do exist, and they have for some time now. For example, AI algorithms can be used to detect conditions such as cavities, tumours, as well as fractures with all high accuracy. And of course, these are far more expensive solutions, especially when compared to some of the ones I'm going to list shortly. Now, a different type of tool or application you might want to be aware of are tools that can help with your scheduling and billing, for example, pretty much any of your administrative tasks. We know how overwhelmed and burnt out healthcare staff currently are, and as a result patients are suffering from that. So if we can get rid of some of these administrative tasks that staff seem to be using a lot of their time on, we can then improve patient care and patients will no longer suffer. So any tasks that involve data can be automated, or at least partly automated. I'll give you some examples. So we've got appointment scheduling and rescheduling, billing reminders, patient record management, patient onboarding and FAQs, for example, repetitive questions that you receive all the time, where you can just put those into a chatbot, have the patient ask questions to it, like what time does the practice open? That can do it all for you instead of people ringing up. But really just take some time to consider what are the most time consuming tasks for you and your staff, because these are the ones that you ultimately want to automate. Number 3, staff training and education. I don't need to tell you, but of course your team is the backbone of your practice, and they also need to be comfortable with the technology. Whether it's being trained on how to use it or just simply being made aware of the benefits, it's important that they're aware. Now of course this is kind of obvious. If you were to bring in an AI powered dental imaging system, you would of course want to train your staff on how to use this. Now I know time is very limited, but maybe introducing a workshop, simply where you just go over the benefits and the basics of how to use the AI system or AI tool. If it was a more simple solution like a chatbot, there's no real need to give any training. However, chatbots can actually pass over the conversation to you and your staff, so maybe just showing the front desk when they need to take over a conversation might be a good idea. You could also pay or encourage staff to take online AI training courses. Now initially it may seem a waste of time, but seeming as AI is definitely here to stay and it's a massive advancement for the future, that may be a good idea. An area I could recommend is AI safety, simply because we're working in the healthcare industry here and patient data, we don't want to be giving that away, so just making them aware of AI safety could definitely be a thing to consider. As well, always encourage your staff to recommend and critique the AI system. This way you can see where you can improve it. This also helps you identify errors that the AI has made so you can rectify them. But learning AI does not have to be intimidating. Just start with the basics, because at this point that's probably all you'll need to know and you'll be so much further ahead than everyone else. Final part of the checklist is legal and ethical compliance. Taking the AI leap may mean that you are handling sensitive patient data. Now you're obviously already handling patient information and data, but this is now with AI. Now the laws and regulations will vary depending where you are in the world, and they may also vary depending on what type of AI system you're bringing in. But your AI developer or AI consultant should also be well aware of these laws, so you can always consult with them on this. But the first thing I want you to do is be prepared to stay up to date with forever changing AI laws and regulations in healthcare. Especially as AI is going to advance in the next couple of years, the laws and regulations are bound to change, so keeping on top of this is essential. As mentioned many times, time is definitely limited in the healthcare industry, and I understand that you may not have the time to do this. So a suggestion I could make is possibly talk to a lawyer who understands healthcare and understands healthcare technology. Keep in mind that you'll now have to update your patient consent form so that the patient is aware of how AI is going to benefit their care. Just create clear guidelines for how you will use and protect the data. So those are the 4 areas that you can look into to determine how AI ready that you are. If you're watching this video, I would not expect you to have all 4 in place, but it's definitely good now that you know and are aware of these 4 areas. So when you do finally take the AI leap, you'll have some subjects and areas and concerns that you can go over with your AI developer or AI consultant with. But to be honest, as long as you have modern technology, you can get started right this minute. I've already said it, but I would just get started with the automation of your administrative tasks, just because you can see an instant benefit. Of course, feel free to get in touch with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions, or book a call if you'd like to discuss the potential of implementing AI into your practice. Links for both of those can be found in the description below. So anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. You can click here to watch my latest upload, or if you're a business owner who's looking to implement AI into their business, then use the description below to download our free ebook. Thank you very much.